Ron, when you were president of the retail sales company at Sony Electronics, you made some major changes in the way you measured and then rewarded the salespeople. Could you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, when I took over the position at Sony Electronics, one of the things that we were struggling with was becoming more effective in total supply chain management. So the charge really was to manage our inventory better and to turn our inventory better. And like any retail operation, the real art in that is getting velocity and attention to inventory turnover at retail. So we were a consumer products company, but we're not going to make our assets move any quicker if the retail's assets aren't moving. So we really started on a process to completely change the culture in the organization and how salespeople and sales teams are compensated. So we created this strategy, which we called asset management. And the idea was to move the compensation structure and big chunks of the skill set away from sell-in and onto sell-through. And so what we did is begin by obviously working on some concepts, educating the sales force about sell-through and sell-through techniques and the importance to moving our inventory through, and then start to gradually move the compensation towards sell-through based efforts.
Ron, could you tell us what sort of conversations you had with these major retailers before you implemented the new system?
Well, we went out to, we reconfigured the entire organization to focus on major retailers and those just under the first tier. So the people who made up about 70 to 80% of our sales volume either got a dedicated sales team or a sales team that only handled one or two customers. And we also reconstructed the sales team to have a sales vice president, so somebody with real authority and capability, or a senior director on a smaller customer. So for example, a large national chain would have a sales vice president, would have an account management team, which could have been 3 or 4 or 5 sales managers, would have an operations manager, which was responsible for reports and metrics, and we'll have a new position, which we called an asset management manager, whose sole responsibility was supply chain. So when we went to our top customers, of course, this fit right into most of their strategies, which was turn the inventory faster. And we met with the top customers and said, here's our strategy, here's what we're thinking about, and we're going to pay our people based on your sell-through. The feedback we got from them was, this is all great, add a promotions person and somebody to help us advertise better and you're all there. So all of the national accounts got promotions people. So the reaction from the customers was pretty phenomenal. We then, over time, brought in people to teach basic supply chain. Of course, you're not going to make everyone a supply chain expert, but you want people to understand the concepts and the language. Promotional capabilities. We brought in people from outside the company, from different FMCG or consumer packaged goods companies that helped work with the retailers and build better promotions. So I would say the reaction to the customers, from the customer base, was really strong.
Okay, Ron, and now a final question then. How dramatic was the impact on the structure of the salespeople's compensation after you introduced this new system?
It was very dramatic. We went from 100% sell-in based compensation to 50% in the first year, and I believe at the end it was 70 to 80% of their compensation was all based on sell-through metrics. So we moved away from fundamentally a stuff the channel strategy. So at the end, you can imagine at the end of each quarter or at the end of each fiscal year, the amount of push activity that happened, to a sell-through mentality, and a dramatic shift in compensation and behaviors.